water. Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Porch Light Letters podcast number 2141, following the breadcrumbs. And I just realized I totally forgot to bring my water in with me. Oh well, we're just going to have to do without it, and that's fine. So, welcome to tonight's podcast. I have some exciting news, which I will talk about when it's ready to be talked about. But thanks to everybody. What the heck? Oh, I am totally losing my brain right now. Oh, here it is. But thanks to everyone who has sent me private messages about their Porch Light Reflection Journal. I want to know if there's going to be any others. Yes, we have an entire series planned out, and there will be more coming. Things going well, we may have some more online this weekend. But yes, we'll have to wait and see. But within a week, we will have more online. We're actually going to be bringing out different volumes, and each volume is going to be themed. So keep your eyes and ears open. They are coming. We're already in the plan. We're already not only in the planning stages, we're already in the editing stages of getting the other volumes done. And so there'll be some more coming out to keep this guy company, to keep this one company. And they're all going to be the same size. They're all going to have 21 prompts in them on the thoughts to reflect on. There's going to be 21 of those, and there's going to be 22 of the Porch Light note pages as well. So exactly the same as what is in this, just different things to reflect on. So keep your eyes open. It's coming. If you haven't got your copy of this, you can just scan the QR code up here and you can grab a copy that way. So without further ado, we'll keep you posted. Don't worry. It's what, Wednesday today? Yeah. Depends how long it takes Amazon to get this stuff online, get it live. So anyway, I was super excited about that, to be bringing that to you. So tonight we're talking about following the breadcrumbs. This is part 3 of the redirection series. And hang on, what happened to that piece of paper that I had on? Yeah, last night we talked about closed doors and sacred detours. The day before that we talked about when the map stops making sense. Tonight we're talking about following breadcrumbs. Sometimes the path ahead isn't a clear highway, it's a trail of crumbs. Subtle nudges, chance conversations, a hunch that won't quit. Redirection doesn't always arrive with clarity. Sometimes it whispers, this way, trust me. Yeah, sometimes it's that little voice that you get that's, well, for me, my little voice comes from right in here, right this spot in the back of my head. That's where I always hear it. What breadcrumbs often look like? Unexpected opportunities that feel aligned but inconvenient. Things falling through only to make space for better. How many times have you had plans and they've all fallen through and you've gone, oh, what? And then something better comes along? That's a breadcrumb. Yes, I remember those. I was thinking back when I was writing this, and I thought, yeah, there's been a lot of times where things have fallen through and something else that better has come along. Deep internal knowing that something no longer fits. It's like when I was talking with my business mentor, Casey, and we both had the same thought, which was really uncanny. I said to him, we're coming up on 3 years on before the dirt nap. I said, and it's run its course. I said, I feel like it needs to change. It needs to be something else. And he says, okay. He says, any idea what it's going to be? I went, nope. So he says, okay, then let's start working on things, start making changes. So we started making changes. We started bringing you the Porch Light letters under the Before the Dirt Nap banner at the time. And now we recently changed it from the Before the Dirt Nap podcast to being Porch Light letters. That is that we got that because we had a deep internal knowing that something no longer fitted. While Before the Dirt Nap is great, it's helping you get out there and live your life and be the best that you can be. We needed to change that direction. We just had this, and both him and I had this internal feeling that Before the Dirt Nap had run its course. It no longer fitted with what we wanted to do in the direction we wanted to go. Hence, we now have Porch Light letters, and it seems to be filling in quite nicely. So we'll see if it stays, but for now, that's what it is. Another way that you can find the breadcrumbs is repeated signs, messages, or moments that spark curiosity. Have you ever been walking along? Now I will tell you this. There's times that I've been walking along, and it was like I kept asking for. Brad always had this thing about hummingbirds. He loved hummingbirds. He wanted to put up hummingbird feeders and all that sort of stuff. He never got around to doing it, but he loved hummingbirds. Whenever I see, and when we take a walk in the park, whenever I see hummingbirds, I just go, "Hi, Brad, how you doing?" And take it as a sign that he is still around me, he is still with me, and so I look for my hummingbirds. There was this one time, not long after we moved in, that there was a hummingbird, and it came and it hovered just up, not far from me, but just I felt like I could reach out and touch it. That's how close it was to me, and it was just above my head, probably around Brad's head height, and he was 6'5", sorry. So probably around his head height is about how far away this hummingbird was from me. And it was just flying there. And it turned its body, and the front of its body caught the sun, and there was like this red heart on its chest. And I thought, that is so cool. And I took that as a sign from Brad just to say, I love you. And then the next day, this hummingbird comes near us again when we're out walking, and I would always stop when the hummingbirds were there and just watch them flit around. And again, it hovered around the same height. And I go, "You the same one that visited me yesterday?" I just asked it outright, "Are you the same one that visited me yesterday?" And with that, it turned its chest, so it caught the sun, and there was that red heart, a glittery red heart on its chest. I was like, "Well, thank you for coming back again. I appreciate that." So, looking for those repeated signs. This was 2 years ago. I can't remember what I had asked about at the time, but this was to me, the signs are that you are on the right path. So if you ask, am I supposed to be doing this, and you find the signs, you get the signs and everything else, then yes, you are on the right path when the signs come up, because the signs come up when you are going in the right direction. You ask the questions and you get no signs, you might want to detour a little bit. So repeated signs, messages, or moments that spark curiosity is another way that you can find breadcrumbs. Why we often miss them. Yes, we do miss them. We're too focused on what we thought the plan was. We think the plan is this way. We are pretty sure that we're going to be going in this direction, and the plan is actually should be going this way over here, but we're missing the signs to lead us that way, because we're too focused on this is the path, this is the right path. I'm pretty sure it's the right path. We dismiss quiet signs because they feel too small. Signs are going to be obvious. Well, except in one case. When I bought Sparkles, the RV, it was May 4th of 2019. And most of you know May 4th is Star Wars Day. And I didn't realize that at the time. This is that little small sign that I completely missed. And it wasn't until about 6 months later I suddenly realized that I purchased the RV on the 4th of May 4th, Star Wars Day. And I just sat there and sat back and went, now I get the sign. And I said to Brad, and I remember talking out loud in the RV, and I said, Brad, we have to have a conversation about signs. I want them big. I want them neon. I want arrows going this way. Do this. Here it is. Here's your sign. None of this little subtle, it's May 4th, it's Star Wars Day. Brad was a big Star Wars fan. Therefore, I am, nothing. I said that was just too subtle. So I completely missed that sign that was the right thing to do. We're afraid of looking foolish or following something intangible. To be honest, I'm now at that point in my life where I really don't care. If I'm going to look foolish, I will look foolish. I've been around long enough and I've been through enough things to know that there are other powers out there. There's a power greater than us out there. And everybody may have their own beliefs about what it is, who it is, and all that sort of stuff. And I totally honor your beliefs. And for me, for my beliefs and everything else, I'm always looking for signs from my collective spiritual world, looking for signs from them. And everybody will have their own army of spiritual guides or whatever it is that they believe in that helps them get from point A to point B and helps them in between, sends them the right signs at the right time and all that sort of thing. Some people are going to say, well, I'm not going to do that because, I think I got a sign that said this, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to look stupid if I go that way because I got a sign. Who cares? Just do it. And often we are afraid of looking foolish. Now, years ago, I didn't realize I was doing that until I started learning, going more into my spiritual side of myself and exploring that more. And I suddenly realized that, and there's times I actually remember some encounters, not encounters of having somebody like stand there in front of you and give you a message, but I realized when I was thinking back, I can clearly remember that there were times when I had a nudge or an urge to go this way, and I had gone this way because I didn't want to go that way because I was afraid of looking foolish. So yeah, so there are times that I go back in my thoughts and go, oh, I wonder if that's, and then I'll get a sign in the current time period to say, yeah, you're on the right track for that one. I'm so like, I'm sorry. We crave certainty, not subtlety. So yeah, we want it to be certain. There are times that, there are times that you're not certain about things, that you are certain that you want, like me, I want the big neon sign with the arrows pointing going, here is your sign. This is your sign. Yeah, not the little subtle sign of it was May 4th. Anyway, so how do we begin to follow our breadcrumbs? We tune into what energies bring peace. What is it around you that gives you that peaceful feeling? When you are following the breadcrumbs and you're on the right path, you get this feeling of peace and calmness. You feel that right thing inside you. It feels that way. Your energy is on a high vibe. You're on a high vibe and you're attracting that right path to you. So tune into what your energies are telling you and what brings you peace. Keep a log of synchronicities or repeating themes. Sometimes there will be things and you'll be sitting there going, well, dang, this feels familiar. And then you think back and go, didn't I just do this? Or didn't I? Yeah, you do start questioning things, because I've done that. But keep a log of synchronicities or repeating themes. Ask, what's the next right step instead of what's the whole plan? You will never see the whole plan because plans change. You might turn around and you might plan out everything and say, this is the direction I'm going to go. But as you're going along that map, as we found out in when the map stops making sense, you've now got to change direction. You've got to detour. So ask, what is the next right step instead of worrying about the whole plan? Yes, you'll have your goal in mind and things like that, but the way you think you're going to get there might not be the right way to go. It could be a different route to get there. So ask, what's the next right step? And give yourself permission to explore without needing immediate answers. There are times that I get so frustrated with myself because I'm sort of like, I'm waiting for an answer. I need an answer right now. Why is this not working? Why is this not being done? And, I'm talking out. I'll tell you, living by yourself is an experience. I'll have a conversation with Zephy, who is under the door. Have a conversation with her and going, look, I don't understand. I need to do this, but I can't do it because I don't have the answers yet. But and then it's like, why am I waiting for answers? Why don't I just go and do it? Give yourself permission to explore without needing immediate answers. The answers will reveal themselves in the time that they are supposed to be revealed. And I know a lot of people are going, I can hear you. I hear you. And on the legacy connection side, those breadcrumbs might just be the path your future self is grateful you followed. What seems like a detour today could become the moment everything shifted. And I will tell you this, I have had a lot of those detours in my life and thinking, why the heck am I going this way? I should be going that way over there. But then something shifted and it's like, oh, now I know why I'm over here. Or you get that burning inside you that when you're going down the path that you want to follow, but the signs are telling that you're getting the signs that you need to detour over here, you get that uneasy feeling. You get that feeling like this doesn't fit right. Like we did with the name of the podcast. This doesn't fit right anymore. We need to change it. And then we find I just made the executive decision. We're changing it. So what seems like a detour could become the moment everything shifted. And I will tell you this, since I have been doing the porch light letters and bringing out the journal and doing these, what do we say? This is week 7 of doing the porch light letters podcast things, doing a theme a week and giving out reflection questions and things like that. I have found myself, when we write out the questions, I have found myself sitting here going, yeah, I need to go ponder that question. So I will go. So I am going through a change and a shift at the same time as we're doing these. And sometimes we're on, I don't know why I am doing that weekly series, but somewhere during the week, I will have that now I get it moment. All I know is that it's that giving myself permission to explore without needing immediate answers. Why am I talking about this topic this week? Why am I talking about that topic? Somewhere during that week, I will get that aha moment. Yeah, and there's been a couple of times we've come up with the topic of the week, and I've gone, yeah, I've got a few stories that could fit into that, yeah. But I don't really want to talk about redirection. What could I put in there in its place? And something keeps telling me, go for the redirection, go for the redirection. And I get those signs of like, okay, you guys are giving me the signs, we're going for redirection. And then sometime during the week I go, oh, now I get it. So I am learning and evolving during the entire time that we are doing these podcasts on the for the porch light letters. So just know I'm not just here talking, I am actually living it as we go along. So what seems like a detour today could become the moment everything shifted. And I tell you, it's turning out that way. Now we're on to reflection questions. So you can go to your, find a page. Go in here to where you've got the porch light notes. Remember, just click up here. And you don't have to use these pages in order to. That is the beauty of these books. You can just go through here and go, what's a small joy you're most overlooked? I like that question, and something might pop into your head. And then you just date it up here and start writing. So this is one of these journals where the dates will be all out. You turn a page and hang on, that date's like 4 weeks later. That one's like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is one of these journals where you don't have to go page after page. You can leave a blank page and you'll come back to it. So your reflection questions to go into your journal are, what small signs or nudges have you been noticing lately? Where might I be ignoring a breadcrumb because I want the whole loaf? Yeah, I don't want the breadcrumb. I want the loaf. What could I try this week that feels aligned, even if it doesn't make full sense yet? What could I try this week that feels aligned, even if it doesn't make full sense yet? I will tell you, this week I have already had one of those moments where I worked hard. I got out. We've got an offer going on at the moment because besides doing the porch light things, there's other things that I do. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know that there's different aspects to me. There's different different aspects to me where I dabble in this and I dabble in that and I do a little dabble over here and all that sort of stuff. And so we actually came up with an offer, and we created the sales. We created the sales part of the landing page for it and everything else. And basically, I have 6 slots available. Sorry, I just thought someone was walking along my thing. It's one of those things where the window's over there, and in your peripheral you see like a movement, and it turns out to be a car, and you think somebody's walking along your path to get to your front door. So quick turn. And it's worse when my hair's down, because when my hair's down, yeah. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. So I felt like this was the right thing to do, where we're offering 6 1-hour strategy sessions. And we've got, where are strategy sessions in? That's a good question. I have the strategy sessions. I swear I have the strategy sessions. We have genealogy for an hour. We can strategize with you if you're stuck on something And basically it is going to be a recorded Zoom for 60 minutes. We can talk about genealogy breakthroughs. We can talk about AI and Canvas support, setting up newsletters or digital business strategies, or just general strategies on, it could be on marketing or things like that. And we're offering 60-minute Zoom sessions where we're focused on that one thing that you want done. It is 100% personalized because it is totally what you need at that time. And you walk away with a custom action plan, clarity, the next steps that you want to implement right away. The session is recorded, so you can visit it at any time. We send you the recording of it as well. And we're actually selling them as gift certificates. So you can purchase the gift certificate for yourself, or you can purchase it to give to somebody else. But it has to be used within 90 days. You got 90 days to use them. And it's just, and we've got 6 spots that are open. And so it's kind of fun having a look at that and going through that process. And I wasn't sure about it, but I just kept, no, I've got to keep going. I had this idea. We ran with it. We got it all up. Got it up and running. What's today? Wednesday. Yesterday. We got it up and running yesterday, and we were promoting it last night. It's on my Facebook, my Instagram, my LinkedIn account. And we're even doing email. We're sending out emails about it as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this, because it felt right, even though at the time I was sort of like, why am I doing this? And there's one point last night, it's sort of like, I am so exhausted. This is way much more work than I anticipated it was going to be. And I was just like exhausted, burnt out. And I was sort of like, no, I have to get this done tonight. And we finally got it up and got it live and started putting stuff out there on social media about it. And we've had a couple of inquiries about it, which is good. So we've had a couple of inquiries, and we are selling spots. So we've sold a couple of spots already. So we're now down to 4 out of the 6 that we had, which is awesome. So that was something that I'm trying this week that feels aligned, and it didn't make sense at the time. But this is, trying new things. It's all about trying new things. And I was talking with my accountability coach this morning, and we were talking about comfort zones. I said, I am so far outside my comfort zone that this is even, and I'm trying to find my comfort zone again, that what I did yesterday with creating this offer was I was pushing myself further from my comfort zone. So some people are happy with their comfort zone. They just stand there with their toes on the line and go, should I? Yes, you should step over. Be brave. Take a deep breath and take a step. I keep telling people that when they talk about comfort zones, I said, Casey kicked me out of my comfort zone so long ago, I no longer have any idea where it is. I keep looking for it. And then he comes up with a new challenge, or I find myself taking on a challenge that I came up with myself. And so it's those little breadcrumbs. So challenge yourself this week. What are you doing? Goodness knows what she's doing. If you see that she looks a little different on top, she has been shaved from behind her ears down to her shoulders because the vet thinks she got a spider bite, which she had a bad reaction to. And what on earth can you possibly find on the carpet to eat? But yeah, she's getting better. She's improving and she's doing well. So anyway, I'm closing tonight. You don't need the whole map to start walking. Sometimes all you need is the next breadcrumb. And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow night at Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. And until then, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Hei kona.